Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, quick question. When was the last time you were bored? Like genuinely, uncomfortably nothing to do bored?
And I mean actually bored, not waiting for a page to load bored, truly unstimulated.
Because I realized recently I cannot remember. And that felt like a warning sign.
Right. And here's what caught my attention. A 2023 study published in the journal JAMA Psychiatry found that adults who used their phones more than 5 hours daily had measurably elevated cortisol patterns compared to lower use groups. Not just mood effects, physiological stress markers.
5 hours sounds like a lot until you add it up. Scrolling before bed, checking email before your feet hit the floor, podcast in the car. It adds up fast.
Which is exactly what we're unpacking today. How constant screen exposure is actually reshaping your stress response at a biological level, and what practically you can do about it.
And this one hits close to home, y'all. Let me tell you, this is not a just put your phone down conversation. It is so much more interesting than that.
So let's define what we're actually talking about. When researchers use the phrase digital nervous system, they don't mean a metaphor. They're describing measurable changes in how your autonomic nervous system, your fight or flight system, responds to digital stimuli.
Translate that for me.
Your body has literally learned to treat a notification ping the way it once treated a rustling in the bushes. A small threat signal, cortisol ticks up, heart rate nudges upward, your system briefly mobilizes.
And if that's happening 40, 50 times a day?
Your baseline stress level creeps up without you ever feeling a single dramatic stressful moment. It's the accumulation that's the problem.
Here's the thing though. I think most people don't feel stressed by their phones. They feel soothed by them. That's what makes this tricky.
Brilliant point, Emma. And that is precisely the mechanism. The soothing is real. Dopamine is genuinely released during novel content consumption, but the underlying cortisol elevation persists even while you feel that surface level calm.
So you're relaxed and wired at the same time.
Dr. Anna Lemke at Stanford, she wrote Dopamine Nation, describes this as the pain-pleasure seesaw. Every dopamine hit from your phone is followed by a compensatory dip. Over time, your brain recalibrates its baseline downward. You need more stimulation to feel normal.
That explains so much. I've noticed I can't just sit in a waiting room anymore. I feel almost anxious if I'm not looking at something.
And that's not weakness, that is a trained neurological response. Repeated exposure to high stimulation content raises your brain's threshold for what counts as interesting or safe.
So here's where I want to push back a little, because I know someone listening is thinking, okay, but my phone is also how I stay connected to people I love, how I manage my family's schedule, how I work. This isn't a phones are evil conversation, right?
No, and I'd be the first to say that. The research does not suggest abstinence. Dr. Larry Rosen at California State University has spent decades studying technostress, and his position is about frequency of checking, not total elimination. The compulsive, reflexive checking is what drives cortisol patterns, not use itself.
That's such an important distinction. It's the checking reflex, not the tool.
Right. And if you want to like and subscribe to this show, which we genuinely appreciate, you probably did that on a phone. We're not here to make you feel guilty about that.
We're here to make it make sense. Okay, so let's get into actual benefits of addressing this, because there's good news in the research.
There really is. A 2022 study out of the University of Bath, researcher Dr. Amy Thibodeau's team had participants reduce social media use to 30 minutes daily for 1 week. Not eliminate it, reduce it. Participants reported significant improvements in well-being, reduced loneliness, and reduced anxiety compared to the control group.
1 week. That's not a long intervention.
What's interesting is the mechanism. It wasn't that they missed less. It was that they were no longer in the anticipatory state, the constant low-grade monitoring for what they might be missing.
Oh, that's the one that gets me. The FOMO isn't even about what I'm looking at. It's about what I might not be looking at.
Precisely. And that anticipatory vigilance is a direct activation of your sympathetic nervous system. You are physiologically preparing to respond to something that statistically will not be an emergency.
Right, so let's get practical, because I know our listeners are busy. Sandwich generation folks managing aging parents and kids simultaneously. They don't have the luxury of a digital detox week at a spa.
And they shouldn't need one. The research on what's called micro-recovery is genuinely encouraging here. Dr. Sabine Sonnentag at the University of Mannheim has done extensive work on psychological detachment, specifically how short, intentional breaks from stimulation, even 90 seconds to 3 minutes, allow the nervous system to partially reset.
90 seconds is nothing. Everyone has 90 seconds.
The key word is intentional. Staring at the ceiling while your phone is face up next to you does not count. The device needs to be genuinely out of reach or visibly absent.
There's actually research on that. The mere presence of the phone.
Yes, the University of Texas study by Adrian Ward in 2017. Cognitive capacity was measurably reduced just by having a phone on a desk, even face down, even silenced. The brain allocates resources to not checking it.
That is wild. It's using mental energy to resist something you're not even actively using.
Which is why phone in another room is not a dramatic suggestion, it's a cognitive load intervention.
Okay, I want to talk about something specific to our audience here, because for folks in the 50-plus range, there's an extra layer. Sleep architecture is already shifting with age, and we've talked before about how cortisol patterns affect sleep quality. This combination feels particularly relevant.
You're ahead of me, and that's the right instinct. Dr. Charles Czeisler at Harvard has been one of the leading voices connecting blue light and evening phone use to cortisol elevation, specifically in the pre-sleep window. The suppression of melatonin is the headline that got covered, but the cortisol piece is arguably more significant for sustained health.
Because melatonin affects how quickly you fall asleep, but cortisol affects the quality of the sleep you get.
Correct. And for pre-retirees and active seniors especially, that deep, slow-wave sleep is where physical repair and memory consolidation happen. A phone habit that keeps cortisol elevated into the evening isn't just making you tired. It is interrupting cellular recovery.
Y'all, I think about this differently since I started really paying attention to my evening light environment. I've made some bedroom changes that helped, but I'll be honest, the phone thing is still where I struggle most.
And that honesty is, I think, more useful than a prescriptive list. Here's what the evidence suggests is realistic. Designating specific checking windows rather than open-ended availability, 60 to 90 minutes in the morning before first check. The research from Dr. Rosen's lab suggests this single change reduces daily cortisol patterns measurably.
60 minutes feels hard. 10 might feel hard for some people.
Start with 10. The research supports incremental desensitization. You are literally retraining your nervous system's threshold for threat detection. That takes repetition, not willpower.
Here's the thing, though. This is where I want to acknowledge the real tension. Because for the sandwich generation, the phone is also the lifeline. If your parent falls, if school calls, you cannot be unreachable.
And that's a legitimate constraint, not an excuse. The distinction researchers draw is between responsive availability, I can be reached if needed, and scanning behavior, where you're actively hunting for input. They produce different neurological states.
So it's okay to have your phone near you in case of emergency. What you want to reduce is the compulsive browsing between those emergencies.
Precisely. And do not disturb with exceptions for specific contacts is a tool most phones have built in. You can be reachable for your mum and still not be algorithmically stimulated every 4 minutes.
I love that. Reachable but not recruited.
Right, so if there is one thing to take away from today, and I do think it is genuinely actionable, it is the checking frequency, not total screen time. Designate your first check of the day as intentional, not reflexive. Push it by 10 minutes tomorrow, 20 the day after.
Y'all, your nervous system is not broken. It has just been trained, and it can be retrained. That is genuinely hopeful. Small, boring, consistent changes are what the research supports. Not a retreat, not a detox, just a little more space between you and the ping.
And on that note, if this episode was useful, please do like and subscribe. It's a free thing you can do that genuinely helps us reach more people. We'd be grateful.
We really would. Take care of yourselves out there. You deserve a nervous system that actually gets to rest. We'll see you next time on the Wellness Rhythm Show.
And remember, your bushes are probably not rustling. Put the phone down.
This show is part of the VoxCrea.AI system. If you want a show like this for your organization without building it yourself,
go to VoxCrea.AI and request a sample episode.